It's Georgia on Our Minds, featuring Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, our two candidates from Georgia for the U.S. Senate, John Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock, Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, Senator Michael Bennet, Senator-elect John Hickenlooper, Congressman Jason Crow, Congressman Joe Neguse, Denver Mayor Michael Hancock, and Colorado State Senator Carrie Donovan. Starring tonight, our house band, Carrie Pastine and the Crime Scene, plus musical guest Raja Lari, and spoken word artist Kaya Cockrell, and short films by the Rocks Production Players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colorado Democratic Party Chair Morgan Carroll.
Well, hello, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining our fundraiser for the Georgia Senate. The only way to flipping the control of the United States Senate is to win both of these Georgia U.S. Senate seats in the special runoff election on January 5th, 2021. If we win these two seats, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will be able to break all those ties, and we will be able to make all the difference. All the difference as to whether Biden can get his cabinet picks confirmed, whether serious adults will be working on COVID as leaders, the fate of the United States Supreme Court and our Constitution, whether hundreds of federal judgeships will be confirmed, whether hundreds of drafted and desperately needed bills will pass or continue to be neglected, and what life will be like for every American and member of the international community. And it will make all the difference to the future of our planet. Colorado delivered in a big way our U.S. Senate seat, and now it's time for us to help Georgia. These are winnable seats. But Biden only won by 12,000 votes, and turnout history in Georgia special elections have historically been lower for Democrats than in the usual presidential elections. We can help change that. These races could cost up to $500 million, and there's already $300 million in ads booked. We have made history again here in Colorado in the 2020 election, and now it's time for us to help Georgia. We have been sharing links for how to volunteer, and now we need you to donate whatever the right level is for you to show Georgia and the nation that Colorado is in the house and we have Georgia's back. Thank you for attending, and thank you to Sandy and everyone with Rocks Productions for hosting this incredible fundraiser tonight. Back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Morgan. Good evening and welcome, everyone. My name is Sandy, and I want to thank you all for joining us for this event. We have an exciting lineup of engaging and eloquent leaders, smoking hot music, powerful poetry, and delightful short videos. We hope you'll enjoy it all. And we also hope to raise some funds for the two candidates for U.S. Senate running in the Georgia runoffs on January 5th. John Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock. We're the folks who put the fun in fundraising, so the way we plan to do this is with a little thing called QR codes, along with the help of some Colorado critters who are going to show you how to use them. So have your smartphone ready, watch for the animated animals, and when you see one of them, open the phone's camera and aim it at the code on the colorful slide. Just tap the link that comes up and your phone will direct you to the Act Blue page for this event, where you can chip in a few bucks to help the candidates win. So have your phone handy and watch and listen to what the bear, the bunny, and the wolf have to say. And please give whatever you can, because when these two candidates win, we all win. Now, strap into your seat, keep a cup of something by your side, and if you don't know what you want to sip, we got a couple of tips for that too. So stay tuned and get ready to have a peach of a good time. And now let's kick the lid off right away with our house band, who just happened to make some of the best music around. Please welcome Denver's own Carrie and Paul of Carrie Pastine and the Crime Scene with their original, I Make My Own Luck.
I always get it, you, and never hit it. Too bad, so sad. I make my own luck, yeah, 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 yeah. I turn on a dime, you ran out of time. My mind, don't cry. I make my own luck, yeah, 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 yeah. Where you been calling all your friends with the devious plan? I've been hustling my dreams from the sweat of my hand. I'm the queen of hearts, I got love on the go, but you gonna reap what you sow. And baby, don't you know, baby, don't you know, you always talking me. Watch me walking, bye-bye, and that's right. I make my own luck, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I saw you coming like a bad omen. Shut up, pay up. I make my own love, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, where you couldn't hold it down when your palms were greased. Those fools were always marching to your slippery feet. I tried to tell you giving is the way to go, but you gonna reap what you sow. And baby, don't you know, baby, don't you know, I always hit it. You never get it. Too bad, it's so sad. I make my own luck, yeah, yeah. You make your own luck, yeah, yeah. We make our own luck, yeah, yeah. Oh, honey, I'm not making fun of your stupid ways. What I'm really trying to say is money don't mean a thing. It's about what we give and how we make our own luck, yeah.
And now, please welcome Denver Mayor Michael Hancock.
Hello, everyone. What an awesome honor and privilege it is to be here as part of this great fundraiser all the way from Colorado with Georgia on our minds. Hey, listen, first of all, to Reverend Raphael, Warnock, to John Ossoff, congratulations for making it to this point in the runoff. We are all watching. The whole country is watching and rooting for you. And so I wanted to come from Denver, Colorado to say I wish you the very best luck. We've got to win this thing. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, when the November 3rd season, political season kicked off, and though I am so ecstatic that President-elect Joe Biden won and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris won, I got to tell you that it became very clear to me when I thought about the sham that happened during the trial of President Trump in the U.S. Senate. When I think about what happened around the Supreme Court and a lot of the other federal federal court appointments, when I think about the attack on civil rights and really the attack on good men and women from all over the world who were coming to our nation, the Muslim ban, on our immigrants down south of the border, and children put in cages. And I think about the silence, or if you can, the complicity of the Republicans in the Senate. My soul absolutely rendered the fact that the Senate, winning control of the Senate, was the most important thing. To make sure that McConnell and Lindsey Graham and all their friends are sent a very strong message from the voters of this great nation saying enough is enough, and we stand for higher, greater values than what you're standing for. And so I am proud to be here tonight because I recognize, as many of us do, that winning the Senate through this election, these elections in Georgia, is the most important thing right now on our docket. And so we're rooting for you. And I'm glad and proud that our Colorado Democrats put this great event together. With all that said, I got to tell you, I am so excited to bring a dear friend all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to the screen. We have watched as she has just absolutely risen to prominence onto the national scene because of her courageous and right leadership. And when I called Keisha Lance Bottom and asked her if she would appear tonight, she did not hesitate because she too understands how critically important this election is. I am proud to bring to you a mother, a wife. She and her husband, Derek, are parents of 4 wonderful children. She has again risen to great prominence as the mayor of this great city. You might recall she was one of the finalists as a running mate for President-elect Joe Biden's running mate. And one couple reasons why. One, she has demonstrated great courage and leadership in the midst of the pandemic and even before. In fact, when the Trump administration went after refugees across this country, she pushed back. When the Trump administration went after LGBTQ, she pushed back. When the safety of constituents were in danger because the governor of Georgia decided in April, at the height of the pandemic, that he would reopen businesses, it was Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, who stood up and said the safety and health of our residents come first, and we are not going to open these businesses and endanger everyone else. She implemented, mandated facial coverings before many other cities did. She is without question a true leader, standing for job creation, equity, safety, economic development, and affordable housing. All the way from Denver, Colorado, I am proud to bring my friend and the great mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, the 60th mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, the Honorable Keisha Lance Bottoms. Let's give her a mile high welcome.
Thank you so much, Mayor Hancock. It's such an honor to join you, and to everyone who's tuned in. You all are fortunate enough to have one of the best mayors in the entire country leading the great city of Denver. So I am so glad that you all have Georgia on your mind. I am just blown away at the attention that our state is getting right now. There's so much at stake. Not in my lifetime have I seen 2 Senate races in our state on the ballot. And it's been a couple of decades since there's even been a runoff in a Senate race in a state. So like 2020, everything is different this year. And then as Mayor Hancock said, the opportunity for us to take control of the Senate is one that doesn't come very often. It doesn't come down to 2 runoffs at least. But I just want to share with you a few statistics that I've been looking at over the past week. And as Mayor Hancock can attest, and anyone else who's an elected official on this call will attest, if you're a really smart candidate, then you have somebody really smart running your numbers. So I went to the people on my team who run my numbers, and these are the stats that they gave me as it relates to our elections in Georgia. There are over 7 million registered voters, 7.5 million registered voters in Georgia. Roughly 5 million of those people voted in November. Of that, 1.4 million are considered African American. Nearly 1 million African Americans didn't vote in this election. Nearly 1 million. I share that number with you because it is representative of what the possibilities are in this state. There's an opportunity in Georgia for us not only to turn out the record number of people who showed up to vote in November, but also an opportunity for us to get people who sat this one out. And that's why your support is so incredibly important to us in this state. John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock are men of conscience. They are men of principle. They are the men that we need to send to the United States Senate. But we cannot do it alone in this state. Today is an anniversary of sorts for me. It's the day that I was elected mayor of Atlanta 3 years ago. And there was a turning point for me when I ran for mayor. And that turning point was when I turned on my Instagram, turned on my Instagram account and my Twitter account, and I saw people all across the country encouraging people to go and vote in Atlanta. I won by just 8 100 plus votes. Well, this is what it's going to take for us to flip Georgia blue for this cycle. It's going to take people like you across the country to go to your Instagram accounts, go to your Twitter accounts, pick up your phone, call the people that you know in Georgia. Your resources are certainly appreciated because we need to knock on doors. We need to call people. We need to mail to people. It's going to take it all for us to make a difference this time. So thank you for having Georgia on your mind. I'm so excited that you'll be hearing from John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. I have the great pleasure of calling them both friends, and you'll know why we're so excited about them in this state. And we look forward to celebrating with you all, celebrating victory on January 5th. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Hi, my name is Kaya Cockrell. The title of this piece is Patriotism. To say that I love America means to accept the fundamentally flawed land that was built on the backs of my ancestors and fed with their tears. I don't know if I can say that I love America, but to say that I don't means that I don't belong here. I'd be homeless. Because if America doesn't care for me, why should I praise the cracks of a whip that carve into my back so intentionally? I'd lick my wounds to heal them, but my mouth is dry from the lack of water given to me. I'm not meant to grow here. The soil is only known to be fertilized with bodies, and I'm damaged. But don't tell me I don't love America, because my skin has loved America before I knew what she meant. I pledged to her every day. And I remember saying it, liberty and justice for all, when they were just words to me. Before I comprehended that people who look like me are apprehended only as often as I was told that I was pretty for a black girl. And that was a lot. I loved America when she lied to me. I loved America before I knew Lady Liberty had hidden shackles on her ankles, and as I progressed, I felt that weight dragging me down. And I loved America when she was drowning. I loved her, even when deceiving, capricious, and conniving, when living here wasn't really living but surviving. Even when she was misleading and suspicious, I was defending, all while trying to break free. I loved her so much that I got down on one knee during her anthem to propose overdue change, and she rejected me. Neglected my attempt to bring awareness of hateful people causing her divide, and I, knowing that this has been going on longer than I've been alive, I go back to her. All the damage it does me to vouch for what we call the land of the free. Thank you.
Hi friends, this is Jenna Griswold, Colorado Secretary of State. I hope you are doing very well. We just had a great election in Colorado. We had more Coloradans participate in this last election than in any election previous to our history. And I just loved seeing such a smooth election and all the access that we've added. You know, in the last 2 years, we've increased drop boxes by over 55%. We added 42 extra polling centers. I was able to implement statewide ballot tracks, and the list of innovations go on and on and on. And I want to thank all of you for doing your part to make sure that yourself, of course, and your friends and family were engaged in the process. And for all of you who did GOTV to make sure that Coloradans knew and were encouraged to vote, just thank you. We had a great election, but our work is not over. Our friends in Georgia need a little bit of support. Two crucial races hang in the mix right now in Georgia. And I just really want to thank all of you for continuing to be engaged on such an important topic. And that topic is our democracy. I'm excited for the next several years to see the legislative achievements of the new administration and the new Congress. Congress, and to see how we can come together and push for a better future. And I want to thank every single one of you for playing such an intense and big role in the future of our country. Thank you so much.
I just read that jigsaw puzzle sales are up 350% compared to this time last year.
I'm not surprised. How many have we worked in the past 8 months? 7? 8?
That sounds about right. And we have a couple of more to do.
I just got us a new one, and getting the pieces just right are even more important than usual.
Oh, let me see it. I've heard about this one. It's called Road to the Senate Majority 2020.
That's the one, and it can be put together by citizens from all over the nation. How about we get after it?
Well, we only have 2 more pieces and it's done. That does it.
Just like putting these 2 pieces together to complete the puzzle, citizens from throughout the nation can help put these 2 candidates in the United States Senate.
Of course, only citizens of Georgia can vote in this runoff election. But there are many ways that we can support these 2 candidates. Find the best way that suits you and put the last pieces in place for the road to the Senate in 2020.
Howdy, folks. This is Barrett Bear, and I've got Georgia on my mind. It would be the bee's knees if you would grizzly up whatever you can right now to help us elect John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to the U.S. Senate. I barely need to remind you how to do this. Just point your smartphone camera at this crazy code here and tap the link to sign up and chip in. Or take a picture of this slide so you'll have the web address to type into your browser. Let's make it a honey of a deal and flip the U.S. Senate to give the Biden administration the support they need and help them get their bearings so they can build back better. I think it bears repeating one more time. Please scavenge up whatever you can bear to part with so we can win.
It'll be ours, it'll be ours. Oh, one day when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be sure. Oh, glory, 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 glory.
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Every day women and men become legends. The sins that go against our skin become blessings. The movement is the rhythm to us. Freedom is like religion to us. Justice is juxtaposition in us. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. One son died, his spirit is revisiting us. Truant living in us. Resistance is us. That's why Rosa sat on the bus. That's why we walk through Ferguson with our hands up. When it go down, we women and man up. They stay down, and we stand up. Shots, we on the ground. The camera pan up. King pointed to the mountaintop, and we ran up.
One day glory. When the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, glory. 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 Now the war is not over and victory isn't won, and we'll fight on to the finish. Then when it's all done, we'll cry glory. Oh, glory, glory.
Summer is now for every man, woman, and child. Even Jesus got his crown in front of a crowd. They marched with the torch, we gon' run with it now. Never look back, we done gone hundreds of miles. From dark roads, he rose to become our hero. Facing the League of Justice, his power was the people. Enemy is lethal, the king became regal. Saw the face of Jim Crow under a bald eagle. The biggest weapon is to stay peaceful. We sing, our music is the cuts that we bleed through. Somewhere in this dream we had an epiphany. Now we right the wrongs in history. No one can win this war individually. It takes the wisdom of our elders and young people's energy. Welcome to the story we call victory. The coming of the Lord, my eyes have seen the glory.
One day when the glory comes, it'll be ours. It'll be ours. Oh, glory. When the war is won, we will be sure. We will be sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now broadcast an excerpt from the renowned We Shall Storm the Peaches address.
And now, to the matter of winning the 2 state runoff races in Georgia. I have myself full confidence that if we all do our duty, if nothing is neglected, and if the best arrangements are made, as they are being made, we shall prove ourselves once again able to gain the majority of the Senate, to ride out the storm of Republican dollars, and to outlive the menace of partisan politics. That is the resolve of President Biden. That is the will of the American people and the nations of the world. Colorado Democrats and Georgia Democrats, linked together in their cause, will aid each other to the utmost of their strength to vote in Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, who will pass laws that will support and protect the people of these United States. We shall not flag or fail. We shall fight on to the January 5th runoff election. We shall fight on Stone Mountain and in Atlanta. We shall fight on the peanut farms and on Augusta's National Golf Course. We shall defend the vote with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall fight in the magnolias and the streets of Savannah. We shall fight in the Georgia hills and the swamps. We shall never surrender.
And now, this message from our senator from Colorado, Michael Bennet.
Hello, everybody. It's Michael Bennet. I want to thank the leaders of the Colorado Democratic Party and all the volunteers and supporters from across Colorado and the country who are still hard at work after what has been a long and hard-fought election season to make sure John Ossoff and Dr. Raphael Warnock are the winners in the Georgia runoff elections come January 5th. These races are critically important because they'll decide which party controls the U.S. Senate in the next Congress. I'm ready for a Senate that can inspire hope, change, and healing in our country. You're playing a very important role in making that happen, and I cannot thank you enough. Every call you make to someone in Georgia about the stakes in these races, and every dollar you're able to donate or raise, will determine whether or not the Senate will live up to our values and serve the American people. Thanks for everything you're doing. Keep up the hard work and stay safe.
Colorado Democrats, this is John Ossoff. Thank you so much for organizing this event to support me and Reverend Warnock. Deeply grateful. These runoffs in Georgia are so important, and I know you know that. For those of you I haven't had the chance to meet, my wife, Alicia, and I were both born and raised here in Metro Atlanta. Alicia works as an OBGYN doctor with Emory Healthcare, working mostly in labor and delivery at Grady Hospital. I run a 30-year-old media production company called Insight TWI. We produce investigations of organized crime, political corruption, and war crimes for news organizations around the world. So to give you an idea of the kind of work that we do, in the last few years, we've produced multiple investigations of ISIS atrocities against women and girls in northern Iraq. We've produced undercover investigations of judicial corruption, of murder for hire schemes, human trafficking rings. And I do this work because I'm passionate about exposing and fighting corruption and injustice and the abuse of power. And that is the same passion that has propelled me into the political arena at this moment in our history. These Senate races will have a massive impact on the future of our country, and particularly on our capacity to save lives and invest in economic recovery amidst this pandemic. For the incoming Biden-Harris administration to be able to govern, to be able to lead, to be able to get things done without being mired in gridlock and Mitch McConnell's obstructionism, we have to win these two Senate races, to empower medical experts and Georgia's own CDC to lead the public health response, to rush financial relief to working families and small businesses, to invest in infrastructure and clean energy, and also to enact legislation that's in our long-term national interest and to support human flourishing here in Georgia and across the country, expanding Medicaid, protecting coverage for people with pre-existing conditions, making sure every American has great health insurance, addressing our climate crisis and investing in renewable energy, expanding civil rights and voting rights. All of this depends upon these two Senate races. So thank you, thank you, thank you for helping me and the Reverend. We appreciate your support. We don't take it for granted, and we do need your help. Our opponents are raising literally hundreds of millions of dollars to save their seats. So please dig deep. Help us resource these get out the vote efforts. It's all about turnout here in Georgia. We are running a massive voter registration and get out the vote program, and your support is what makes it possible. So thank you again, and looking forward to meeting you in person sometime.
Hi, I'm a high school student who helped Joe Biden and Kamala Harris get elected. I'm so excited they won, but there's one more thing that has to be done. We have to help Georgia send 2 Democrats to the Senate. We hope to convince you to donate today with the help of John Lewis. Just like Georgia and the rest of America, Colorado loved John Lewis. Mr. Lewis represented Georgia's 5th district and was known as the conscience of the Congress. He was a civil rights icon and the strongest advocate and defender of the Voting Rights Act. One of his many famous quotes was, "The vote is the most powerful non-violent tool we have in a democracy." Before he died, John Lewis endorsed both Raphael Warnock, who was his pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church where Martin Luther King once preached, and John Ossoff, whom he mentioned. He once said, "I've known John for many, many years. He will fight for our values. I'm calling on you to support John Ossoff and send Donald Trump a message he will never forget." In regards to the endorsement of Raphael Warnock, John Lewis stated, "I have seen Reverend Warnock's steady leadership in action, through his church and out in our community, and I know his unrelenting focus on the struggles of hard-working Georgians will guide him in public office. Now more than ever, I am proud to endorse Reverend Warnock for the U.S. Senate. I hope that I, with the help of the highly respected John Lewis, have convinced you today to donate to Georgia's Senate runoff race. As once said by John Lewis, get in good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the soul of America. Thank you, Colorado.
Welcome, Colorado's Senator-elect John Hickenlooper.
Hi, this is John Hickenlooper, or I guess I should say Senator-elect John Hickenlooper. First, I wanted to thank so many of you on this Zoom for all the help and support that you provided our campaign. It made a world of difference. But just when you thought it was over, it's not. And right now, one of the most important runoff campaigns, I call them micro campaigns, ever is taking place in Georgia. And on January 5th, Georgia voters are going to elect 2 senators. If both of those senators who represent the Democratic Party are elected, the Democrats will be 50-50 with the Republicans in the US Senate, which means that the new vice president, Kamala Harris, will come in and make the deciding vote on important issues. So this should be a wildly exciting moment for all of us. Rarely do we have the chance to have an opportunity like this. And my grandfather always said, when opportunity knocks, always make sure you open the door. Let's open this door and change history and make sure we can get this country going back in the right direction. And our financial resources are going to be essential, not just from Colorado, but I can only hope that everyone all over the country are going to be donating to these campaigns. So I know Robin and I are. I hope all of you give as much as you possibly can, and that we make sure that John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock go to the Senate. I know them both from having done a bunch of Zooms together. They are remarkable individuals. They will be incredible senators. Let's make sure that they win. Thanks so much.
Hello, everybody. This is Reverend Raphael Warnock, Senior Pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church and a candidate for the United States Senate. Listen, I regret that I cannot be with you in person, but please know how much I appreciate the ways in which you are coming together as we are poised to make history here in Georgia, but more importantly, to make a difference. I'm busy trying to talk to as many voters as possible in the remaining days of the campaign. It's crunch time, and the future of all of our children is at stake. And so I'm deeply honored that I'm running for the United States Senate. I'm someone who grew up as a kid in public housing, one of 12 children in my family. I'm number 11 and the first college graduate. I went on to earn 3 more degrees, including a PhD degree. And 15 years ago, I was blessed to become the pastor of Ebenezer Baptist Church, the spiritual home of Martin Luther King Jr. and John Lewis, a church that has made its impact far beyond the church doors. And in a real sense, that's why I'm running for Senate. I don't believe that my influence stops at the church door. That's where it starts. And so that's why I've been busy fighting for health care, because I believe that it is a human right. And I believe that we ought to pay attention to the science so that we can reopen our economy, provide small business owners and others the COVID-19 relief they need as we're still navigating this pandemic. We need moral leadership in a time like this, and we are well positioned to do something special right here in the state of Georgia. So thank you so very much for the support that you are providing. Know that we are laying it all on the line and that we intend to win come January 5th. This is not about me. I'm just a vessel. This is about all of the people of the state of Georgia. It's about those with pre-existing conditions who are worried that they may no longer have health care coverage. It's about seniors who have to choose between prescription drugs and buying food. It's about too many of our young people who have to mortgage their future before they even get a mortgage in order to pay for higher education. This recipient of Pell Grants and low-interest student loans, this Head Start alumnus knows that good federal public policy helps people to keep the promises that we all make to our children. And so in these dark days, don't give up. Do not lose hope. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness overcometh it not. We will get through this, and we will get through it together. So thank you so much for being in this fight with me. Together, we will win.
A Democratic Senate would mean that I might be able to see my grandma in the near future, and that I might be able to start going to bars and restaurants with my friends again.
A blue Senate means that long-awaited legislation improving the lives of Americans and protecting our environment could finally be taken up and passed.
Hope. I need hope that there will be a future for myself, my children, and my grandchildren, that we can stop and reverse global warming. That will only occur if we can turn the Senate blue.
Hay por lo menos 700,000 soñadores esperando saber si van a ser permitidos quedarse en nuestro país. Necesitamos control del Senado para asegurar que la solución será encontrada. Apoyen la candidatura del reverendo Raphael Warnock y John Ossoff para el Senado.
In addition to turning the Senate blue, Warnock and Ossoff are both accomplished, compassionate people who will work hard for all Americans.
Blue Senate in 2021 means to me that government will work more efficiently and reduce the gridlock and dysfunction that I have observed over the past several years.
A balanced Senate would allow more bipartisan legislation to get passed.
500 bills sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk finally have a fighting chance to make the floor when we turn the Senate blue.
A blue Senate would mean finally addressing gun violence and saying bye to the NRA.
Having a blue majority in the U.S. Senate will have that same effect on the whole nation. We citizens will all breathe a sigh of relief knowing that our U.S. Senate will be doing its job, and therefore we can all go ahead and do ours. The whole nation will be more productive.
So, what does having the Senate turn blue mean to me? Lower blood pressure for at least 2 years.
Colorado? Peter Peanut Cottontail jumping at the chance to ask you to donate to Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff's Senate runoff campaign. You can hop to it right here. Hear me out. Point your smartphone camera at this QR code, then tap on the link and Jumpin' Jack and Georgia Peaches. You can give whatever you can to help these Democratic candidates win this most important race. Burrow those paws of yours into your pockets, purses, and piggy banks. Let's multiply our chances to take control of the Senate. And as my famous uncle once said, that's all, folks.
sweet smile broke the chains and set me free. Too many times I've seen emotional crimes leaving me sad and confused. Told myself that love's a dangerous crime, made me lovesick, battered and bruised. I'm gonna tell the whole world about it. I'll throw open the doors and shout it. You set my heart free. Wagered war too many times, banking on the luck of the draw. Lost my heart, lost my nerve, gambled on and took the fall. Got some advice, and then I threw the dice. Paid for love, played on what's true. Now your gentle heart, the kind of love I never knew. I wanna tell the whole world about it. I'll throw out the doors and shout it. You set my heart free.
Gaining control of the U.S. Senate is reachable by winning both runoff races in Georgia. Ossoff and Warnock need the support of Democrats in Colorado to make this a reality.
So let's dilute Moscow Mitch to a Moscow Mule. Let's start with the copper mug. This represents Kamala Harris as the deciding vote when both Ossoff and Warnock win their runoff elections. They'll be holding everything together in the Senate.
Add ice. This represents all the Colorado Democrats chilling together to support our Georgia friends. Add 2 ounces of vodka. I suggest a donation of $26 towards the Ossoff and Warnock campaign.
Then you add 4 ounces of ginger beer, a donation of $16 for the Georgia Dems to support the runoff elections.
Add a 1/4 ounce of lime juice. A donation of $10.80 can be used by the candidates and Georgia Party anywhere they need.
Stir the cocktail. This represents our nation working together, unified, to make the Biden administration successful without Mitch's roadblocks. That's a total donation of $52.80 or $5,280 if you're so inclined.
And next, we add a straw so we can all sip on the pleasures of a Congress that works for every citizen. Voila! We just turned Moscow Mitch into a Moscow Mule.
Good. I'm checking in here just to let you know that we've got lots more coming up. So stay with us. We want to thank all of you who have already given using those easy to give QR codes on the slides you've seen with the cute little animated Colorado critters. But if you missed a chance before, don't worry. There's another chance coming up and we'll keep posting the link in the chat. So have your smartphone ready and just open the camera, point it at the code, and then tap the link that comes up to give whatever you can. I want to thank our team, Rocks Productions, who produced this event for the Colorado Democratic Party in support of our two candidates, Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. We hope you're having a great time. We appreciate all the donations we've received because, as we said before, when these two candidates win, we all win. I don't have an exact update now, but we're already well past 20,000. So thank you so much for your generosity. And those of you who haven't chipped in, do what you can. Now, top off your beverage, grab a snack, and get ready because there's lots more coming up. And now, meet Howard Cho, first vice chair of the Colorado Democratic Party.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Thanks to Tracy, John, and all the crew, the Rocks Production, for putting this amazing event together. I want to, first of all, thank our chair for the Colorado Democratic Party, Morgan Carroll, and our executive director, Halisi Vinson. They're two good friends, two great mentors, two strong allies who've had the pleasure of working and serving with for many years. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today with Georgia on our mind. Colorado's setting the bar in many areas, and we can do our part in making sure we carry that nationally. Colorado is one of the leaders in voting access and mail-in ballots. Colorado's believe in climate care and environmental protections. We believe in national popular vote. We believe in paid family leave. We had one of the highest increase in margin of victory for this last presidential election. I've always said that the road to the Senate starts in Colorado, but it ends in Georgia. Georgia has been the shining star of this election. And while it surprised many, I know it didn't surprise Georgia Democrats, Fair Fight, and many of other great organizations on the ground at the Peach State. A huge shout out to my friends of Georgia Dems, Nikema Williams, who was elected to the Congress in John Lewis's seat, and their vice chair, Ted Terry, and executive director, Scott Hogan. They've put in the work. Coloradans, we need your help. Anything you can give, any donation will help Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff get across that finish line. For all we hold dear in Colorado, for all the successes we've had, including flipping in our own Senate, it won't be complete and it cannot be sustained nationally if we don't give President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris a working Senate and the support that they need. These runoffs are crucial to the future of our country. Every call, text, postcard, and every nickel will be needed for this. Like Rev said, it's crunch time, and Colorado's always come through for us in the past, and I know we can come through again to help Georgia send both Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff to the Senate. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
The Butterfly here, coming to you live and direct from Denver, Colorado. We need people in our United States Senate that will fight for the people and restore the democracy that was built by the people. We have two candidates that we need to put our strength, our money, our time, our love, and all of our prayers behind. Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, running for Senate in Georgia, the mighty state of Georgia. Georgia is always on my mind. I love Lucky Street. The World of Coca-Cola is there, and some of my favorite places, including the biggest and greatest aquarium in the United States of America. We need representation at the table. One of the things that has happened within our democracy that has placed us in the state that we're in is that we are not at the table. Those that are making the decisions for you do not live your reality. Let's do everything we can, Colorado and Georgia and every state in this great union, to put these two gentlemen in office.
so happy to introduce Congressman Jason Crow.
Colorado Dems, so good to virtually be on and see all of you tonight. I'm actually joining you from Washington. I've been in all week and will be in through next week, working hard to try to negotiate a COVID bill and deliver much needed relief. And I have to tell you how incredibly frustrating it is. Frustration isn't even the word for it. There are words that I won't use tonight on this Zoom for how challenging it is to have bills, have ideas, know what we need to do to save people's lives, to get through this pandemic, to save businesses, to save jobs, to keep people in their homes, to deliver incredible aid that people need to pay their rent and buy groceries going into the holiday season, and to meet a brick wall in Mitch McConnell in the Senate, who truly just don't care about the American people and the suffering. It is infuriating. It is an incredible tragedy of our time. And that's why it is so important that we change it. We have the power in the next month to 2 months to put all of our energy behind these races and to change that. And what a different world it would be if we're able to take control of the US Senate and deliver on climate change legislation, on infrastructure, on healthcare, on immigration reform, on COVID relief, to get our arms around this pandemic. All of that is at stake. Now, Colorado, we lead the way on so many things, from elections to criminal justice reform. I mean, you name it. We have been a national leader on almost every issue the last few years. So now's our time to be a leader on this too, to show that we as a state are willing to flex our muscle, that we're willing to put our energy, our money, our time behind these races and come to the aid of Georgia Democrats and get the job done. So that's what we're going to do. I love all of you. You're incredible folks. You are the heart and soul of the party. I hope to see you in person sometime soon, but let's roll our sleeves up and let's get the job done. Thank you.
The U.S. Senate. What is it? What could it be? The current U.S. Senate, under the leadership of Mitch McConnell, has proven that they are not willing to represent a balance of power, which at one point they pledged to be. And a balance of power is just that, to take responsibility and accomplish collaborative legislation and pass bipartisan policies. Now, what exists now is a legislative graveyard of bipartisan goals never to be realized by the American people due to self-serving gridlock, obstruction, and delay tactics that our current Senate operates by. So what could the Senate be? If Georgia elects Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff, the Democrats could gain control of the Senate, giving them the tie-breaking vote of Vice President Kamala Harris. Just imagine how great it would be to actually have legislation passed that would help the American people. So here is a partial list of some of the 400 bills waiting for the Senate to take up. The People's Act. It would secure elections from foreign interference and make them more accessible to voters. Additionally, it contains campaign finance and ethics reform measures, including mandating presidential candidates release their tax returns. The Equality Act provides comprehensive anti-discrimination for LGBTQ Americans for employment, education, federal funding, housing, public accommodations, and more. The Bipartisan Background Checks Act expands background check requirements on private gun sales, including gun shows, on the internet or through classified ads. The Climate Action Now Act seeks to combat climate change. Now, these are just a few bills waiting to be passed in the Senate. And in my opinion, your support of Ossoff and Warnock is imperative if all Americans hope to live the lives that they deserve. So keep Georgia on your minds, Colorado, because if Georgia wins, Colorado wins.
We'd like you to meet Colorado State Senator Carrie Donovan.
I do represent the mountains and Western Slope, and as a rancher, former educator, and president pro tem of the Colorado State Senate, it is the honor of my lifetime to represent the people of Colorado as a District 5 rural progressive and a voice in our state capital. Just days ago, we did adjourn from our extraordinary session where we passed 10 bills to help the people of Colorado, including $20 million for broadband to help our educators and students to make sure they didn't fall behind. But there is more that the state needs to do and more big projects that we need to work on, like healthcare. We need to increase accessibility while decreasing cost. Healthcare is a right that we must continue to fight for. A public option is a bill that I hope to carry this next session. And at the state level, this would be a huge step forward. But I'll be honest with you, there is nothing that I would like more than to take that bill off my to-do list, because I know that Biden, working with the Blue Senate, would get it done for our entire nation and elevate healthcare as a right for all. That hope is not possible without Georgia. Without Georgia, we can solve the problems for some, but not solve the problems for all. And solving problems for all is the America and great nation that I strive for as a public servant. The state can do a lot, but to truly recover, we need federal partners like Hick and Bennet, and we need the Senate. Man, do we need the Senate. And we are so close to meeting our fundraising goals tonight that I hope that if you have the ability to dig a little deeper or haven't yet donated, that you'll do that now in these final stretches and make sure that Colorado brings it home for Georgia. So let's keep Georgia on our minds. Let's keep Georgia on our call list, on our postcard writing list. Let's keep Georgia on our contribution list. Let's keep Ossoff and Warnock on our list and on our minds. Thank you, stay safe, and take care.
All seemed a dream. That lonely night you looked at me, and I was never the same again. Should I chance a new romance, let you have the stance, take my hand and hold me tight, never let me out of your sight? Could you be someone divine? Not sure, but I'd like to try. So let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. I got a feeling deep in my bones that you're not an average Joe. You open doors and treat me right. I could get used to you all my life. I'm a falling for a wonderful man, the kind of love I'll take by the hand. So let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. Oh, you give me kisses, the sweetest kind. Take any doubt out of my mind. Take me cruising in your automobile. I love the way you make me feel. I think I'm falling in love with you, hoping that you love me too. So let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams. Let me be the one in your dreams.
you doing? I'm Chaco the Wolf, and I recently relocated to Colorado. But instead of howling at the moon, my pack and I got Georgia on our minds. The U.S. Senate has been acting like a bunch of carnivores for years now, perpetually on pause, baring their fangs, doing nothing but trying to dominate one another, instead of working together as a pack for the good of the country. 4 more years of this and democracy will be an endangered species, just like me. So we need your help to get John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to the U.S. Senate to give the new Biden administration the support they need. I'm not just crying wolf. I need you to lope over to the screen with your smartphone camera and point it at this crazy code here. Tap the link and throw those 2 candidates a bone. Or snap a picture of this slide so you'll have the web address to type into your browser. Come on now and look around your den and hunt up whatever you can share and pitch in so we can win.
Howdy, folks. John here. What do you say we honor Georgia and 2 great Senate candidates with a very special peach cocktail? But first, did you know Georgia and Colorado are both listed among the top 6 peach growing states? Check it. Yep. Palisade, Colorado is famous for its peaches. So let's make some Palisade Peach Prosecco Punch. And from now on, we'll call it the Bipartisan Bellini. Don't let the fancy Italian name scare you. It's so easy, even a cowboy can make it. Just grab a pitcher and gently pour in 3/4 of a bottle of chilled sparkling wine, regular or non-alcoholic. Then stir in 1 can of ice-cold peach nectar. Boom, you're done. To serve, scoop fresh raspberries and blueberries in equal amounts into chilled glasses. And then pour the liquid gold. Add ice if you want. And here's the thing. That combo of red and blue berries, it's real important to keep the ratio 50-50. Just like the balanced bipartisan Senate will be when Raphael and John prevail in January 2021. Please donate now so we can celebrate a balanced Senate for the next 4 years and with bipartisan Bellinis on January 5th. Cheers.
Folks, we're getting close to time to wrap things up. We got a little bit more, so hang with us. We want to thank you all so much for coming, for supporting these 2 candidates, and for all the volunteers who are working hard to help with the cause. We have one final video for you, and we are sending this out with love and gratitude to all of you for all you do. Watch it.